Side. News at 6.
Breaking news, a massive 6.4 quake shook southern Taiwan today. Taiwan's official news agency says more than 200 people were rescued from a 16-story building. About 200 people are believed to be inside. Look at that. A total of 115 people have been hospitalized. You may remember in 1989, an earthquake of similar magnitude 6.9 hit San Francisco, and then the Northridge quake in California, 1994, 6.7. We'll, of course, continue to update you just as soon as we get more details on this. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Stella Inger.
And I'm Guy Atchley. Only 24 hours after our 9 on Your Side investigation of the Tucson VA health system, Senator John McCain is calling for a full-scale investigation of the Veterans Affairs, and Senator McCain made that demand in a letter to the Secretary of Veterans Affairs.
McCain cites the KGUN9 investigation, which says the center has had so much trouble retaining medical staff, including losing hundreds of doctors over the past several years, that veterans have to wait too long for medical care. He also says there are claims that short staffing has led to medical equipment that's not cleaned properly. The senator says staff members who raised concerns were punished. McCain has long pushed the VA to answer claims of poor patient care and excessive wait times for medical care.
Shoppers in a busy East Side plaza got quite a scare this afternoon as a driver smashed his car through the front of a business.
This is the aftermath at Prayerfully Popped Popcorn and Fudge. This is at Speedway in Wilmot. You can see the car is still inside and the business is taped off for investigation. Now, this video sent to us from a viewer was taken from just like seconds right after the accident. Take a look.
Are you injured?
I would stand out of the way. Everybody stand out of the way. We don't know if he's in park.
Yeah, he's trying to back up. So get out of the way. I got it. Is he okay?
We're trying to figure out. We don't know if he's in park.
Hey, do me a favor. Stand down. Okay? Let the people come back.
I hope anyone was hurt.
Who's here working with you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I was gonna step and it hit me all the way up.
We got an ambulance coming? I got.
I was able to get out.
Get this guy out of the car.
Well, I want to make sure he's in park, man. No.
Shut it off. Shut off the car. Shut it off.
We need an ambulance and paramedics down here at 11.
Let's get out of here.
North Wilmot Road.
Man, my heart's racing just seeing that.
Well, you can hear and see witnesses trying to figure out what happened and make sure the driver is okay. 9 on Your Side's Christina Myers joins us at the scene with the very latest. Christina.
Well, you can see that the building has been stabilized and the store boarded up for the night. They're waiting for the insurance company to come out tomorrow to assess the damage. But take a walk with me over here. I'm told that it was an 83-year-old driver who was coming to the shopping center to get his hair cut. Witnesses tell me he was attempting to park in this spot right here. Now, this is not his vehicle. This is another car that's just parked in this spot. Now, witnesses tell me that he actually rear-ended another vehicle that was in the spot right next to him. That's when he tells police that he mistook the gas pedal for the brake, hopped this curb here, and then slammed through the front end of this building right here. Again, this is the Prayerfully Popped Popcorn and Fudge shop. Now, we saw the driver afterwards, who was obviously shaken up but uninjured. I spoke with the store's owner, Pat Snezik. He tells me he was just in disbelief when he got the phone call today, but he says he's so happy that no one was hurt.
One of my employees, Lola, was about a foot to 2 feet to the left of the car, and she had just turned her back and walked to the middle part of the store when, the car came through.
Now, again, this is a viewer video that we got earlier today. That's Lola there in the left in the red shirt. You can see just how close to her the car finally came to a stop. The building inspector is continuing his assessment here. The cleanup has just begun. Again, it's boarded up inside. There's still debris everywhere as they wait for the insurance company again to come and assess that damage. This is their one location, and they do make all of their products here at this location. So the owner tells me he's really unsure at this time of when they'll be able to reopen. shooting. We're live at Speedway in Wilmot. Christina Myers, KGUN9 on your side.
Christina, thank you. And we do have some more breaking news into our newsroom. A female student has been assaulted on the U of A campus. It happened near the Park Student Union. U of A police say the female student was walking on the sidewalk when a male approached her and touched her. The male was described as approximately 6 feet with a blanket draped over his shoulders. The female was not hurt. Anyone, though, with information is asked to call 911.
An investigation continues tonight in Maricopa after a plane crashed and caught fire, killing the pilot. It happened in Maricopa, south of Phoenix. The vintage aircraft was a North American F-51D Mustang used during World War II. We are still waiting for officials to release the name of the pilot. A fatal shooting on the west side. It happened near Mission and Irvington. And with more on this, 9 on your side's Jennifer Dela Cruz live at the scene.
Well, we are near the intersection of Ajo and La Cholla, where Tucson police are investigating what they say could be an accidental shooting. We've been out here for several hours today, and we've seen a lot of what appear to be loved ones and family members coming and going after a man was killed here earlier today. Tucson police tell us they received the call around 11 o'clock this morning. We've seen crime scene investigators along with the Pima County medical examiner. Tucson police tell us there's a possibility that the shooting was accidental, and at this point, it is not being ruled as a homicide. So far, the name of the victim has not yet been released. Tucson police also tell me there are no outstanding suspects at this time, so no immediate threat to the community. Once again, an investigation here is ongoing after one man was shot and killed here earlier today. We're live on the west side. Jennifer Dela Cruz, KGUN9 on your side.
Now, your first warning weather with Chief Meteorologist Aaron Christensen.
A little warmer today, 65 in Tucson, 67 Sells and Nogales, 62 in the Douglas area, and our 65 degrees still below average by just 2 degrees. But boy, are we going to be jumping above that average mark this weekend. Right now, our temps have settled to 62 degrees with clear skies here in Tucson. Humidity 15%. Wind is from the north at 5 miles per hour. Coming up, we'll have your game day forecast, and you won't believe what was spotted at the Waste Management Open in Scottsdale today. We've got the proof coming up.
Thanks, Aaron. A big announcement from Pima County Supervisor Ray Carroll, why he does not plan to seek re-election and what he wants to do instead.
And taking a live look from downtown, street art is taking on a whole new meaning. We'll show you the Dumpster Project partnership between the city and local artists. You're watching KGUN9 on your side.
The city of Tucson unveiled 5 new dumpsters today, and all of them have murals painted on them.
Yeah, this is part of a project between the city and local artists to fight graffiti. 4 of the dumpsters will be placed at different businesses next week. But as 9 on your side's Ricky Mitchell joins us live for one, and it is already in place downtown. Ricky.
Yeah, Stella, let me walk you around this dumpster so you can see some of the mural. It's actually quite pretty. It shows kind of the desert scene here, landscape, cacti, and then on the back it kind of has a deeper meaning about trash being dumped in the desert. And this is the work of local artist Ruben Moreno, and it's now behind the Chicago store off of Congress and 6th. But this is more than just a pretty mural. Eventually, the city hopes that this dumpster will save you money. A little more art and a little less graffiti.
Well, I've been doing murals since 1975, and I have noticed that all the work that I did was not tagged.
Local artists like Nikki Glenn say there is a mutual respect between artists and taggers, and the city hopes to prove that with this project.
These containers are going to be going to locations where we've had graffiti issues before, and it costs us roughly probably $150 or so just to go out, make the repair, or bring it back.
The business has to pick up that cost, but in the long run, City Councilman Steve Kozachik says this project could save a lot of taxpayer money. He says last year the city spent more than $1 million abating graffiti. The city spent $5,000 on this project, and a national nonprofit threw in another $5,000. How do you see that $5,000 investment kind of working out in the future?
Because it's worked in other communities. It's not as though we're inventing this and just rolling the dice hoping it works. The plan is to expand this project on traffic signal boxes. Kozaczyk says he hopes private businesses will get on board.
We don't expect five dumpsters to solve the problem. What we expect it to do is demonstrate the success of this kind of a project so we get the private sector buy-in to a larger project going forward.
Again, this is one of 5 dumpsters involved in this project. The other 4 will be placed at various businesses next week. If you're curious, you want to go check them out, we put up a list at KGUN9.com. Reporting live from downtown, I'm Ricky Mitchell, KGUN9 on your side.
Ricky, thank you. And our warm-up continues into the weekend.
And right on through our work week. Wait till you see how warm we will be as we head back to work. Live look from Kit Peak there to the north. I'll have that forecast next.
And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell was asked if he'd let his own son play football. His answer, you're watching KGUN9 on your side.
Now, KGUN9 on your side first warning weather with Chief Meteorologist Aaron Christensen.
Well, he's no tiger, but this bobcat was spotted today at the Waste Management Open up in Scottsdale. Second hole to be exact. Hey, you can't blame him, right? He's just looking for what all the golfers are hoping for, a birdie. No tiger, birdie, get it? That's good, Jason, right? All right, well, we have quite the weekend ahead of us and maybe an event or two going on. Yeah, I think we've got quite a few. What a weekend, and oh, what beautiful weather we have for it. Lots of folks headed up Catalina Highway, checking out the snow atop Mount Lemmon. Sunny on Saturday, 49 degrees. 55 Sunday, 55 and sunny on Monday as well. We also turn our attention to all the little gem shows popping up around southern Arizona in advance of the big show, right? If you will be out and about this weekend, Saturday, a high of 70 and sparkly sunshine. Sunday, shining bright and 76. Wind from the east about 7 to 13 miles per hour. I think Mother Nature winning the MVP of the big game's weather on Sunday. If you're going to be watching it locally, outdoor parties perhaps from sunup to sundown, we got you covered here. 8 a.m., 43 degrees. By noon, 71. Right around the start of the game or so, 76 clear skies. Clear skies taking us through 8 p.m. with 60 degrees. Wind from the east at 5 miles per hour. Our highs across southern Arizona today, we made it to almost 70 in Phoenix. Topped out at 69 there, 65 Tucson, 61 Wilcox, but 62 for the Douglas area. Overnight, our clear skies will stay with us, but that warm air still in place, so a little warmer from what we've been. 38 for a low, mostly clear. Wind from the northeast about 8 to 11 miles per hour. And then for our afternoon tomorrow, as I mentioned, 70 degrees, just a gem of a forecast. Lots of sunshine, perhaps a little breezy at times, but not too bad. Wind from the east-southeast, 9 to 13 miles per hour. And as if the 70s weren't enough, we have the 80s on the way for our work week. On Monday, we still have 78 degrees for our forecast high, but dangerously close to tying the record of 81 set back in 2006. Tuesday's forecast high at 80. Wednesday will top out at 80. We'll be a few degrees shy, though, of tying records, but fairly close to some records early next week. Temperatures will run 10 to 15 degrees above average for the entire length of our 7-day forecast. We're talking 70 Saturday up to 76 on Sunday. Monday, 78. There's an off chance that we'll be in that record territory on Monday, and then staying close to 80 all the way through the rest of our work week. Those overnight lows also warming up, so you might be able to put the frost clouds away for a while. We'll be up to 41 degrees Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then as the week wears on, our overnight lows warming to the upper 40s to almost 50 degrees. Not a bad idea to still keep the sensitive plants covered and the pets indoors tonight, as we will dip down to 38 degrees. If you live near a wash or low-lying area, could be colder at your house.
And boy, look at it early next week.
Looking
Those
good.
80s. Aaron, thank you.
You bet.
In sports tonight, we begin with a question
that was posed to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. A very good question, one a lot of families have been asking. Would you let your son play football? It's a question many are asking after all the recent news concerning brain injuries. And 2 days before the Super Bowl, Commissioner Roger Goodell was asked that very question.
I played the game of football for 9 years through high school. I wouldn't give up a single day of that. If I had a son, I'd love to have him play the game of football. I'd love to have him play the game of football because of the values you get. There's risk in life. There's risk to sitting on the couch. What we want to do is get people active.
All right, USC Athletic Director Pat Hayden will step down at the end of June. Hayden has had health issues, but it's unclear if that's the reason. The Trojans have won 10 national championships in Hayden's 5 years at the school. 23rd ranked Arizona basketball visits Washington tomorrow at 2:30. It's on Fox. Alonzo Trier could return from a broken hand in his hometown of Seattle. The Wildcats are a game back of the Huskies for second place, 2 games back of Oregon for first place in the Pac-12. Baseball now. The Wildcats' best hitter might also be their best pitcher. Ashley Brewer has the story of junior Bobby Dalbec.
Bobby Dalbec stands at third base. It's where he's most comfortable.
I'll get drafted as a third baseman or a position player.
But it's not the only place the Wildcats feel he belongs.
Called strike 3 at the knees in a 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Dalbec.
Dalbec can do it all. The 6'4" junior is Arizona's go-to infielder, bats cleanup,
that'll score a run,
and throws a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Definitely want to help the team out pitching as much as I can, but my focus is really on hitting and staying at third.
He's the Wildcat star in Jay Johnson's first season.
It's special talent, special power, and really, one of those guys that brings a lot to the table that you can't coach.
His versatile sophomore season earned an all-conference selection. This season, Dalbec has been named to 4 All-American preseason lists.
I try to take everything with a grain of salt. It's, it's just an award.
Dalbec's eyes are set on the MLB draft, which he's eligible for in June and projected to be taken in the first round. Ashley Brewer, KGUN9 on your side.
And at the Waste Management Open at TPC Scottsdale, James Hahn has a 1-stroke lead over Ricky Fowler and Danny Lee. Harris English and 2 other golfers are at 7 under par, tied for 4th place. That Bobcat a little further, that Aaron showed, a little further back on the leaderboard.
Okay, Jason, thank you.
And you can expect to see one less person on your ballot.
Why Pima County Supervisor Ray Carroll is not seeking re-election next. You're watching KGUN9 on your side. Pima County Supervisor Ray Carroll says he will not seek re-election when his term ends in January.
Carroll has spent 20 years as an elected supervisor. He says he does not plan to seek any other elected office, but does plan to stay in the Pima County working for the best interests of the community.
I have no plans as of right now. I'll serve out the rest of this term into January, but I don't have a net either. I'm jumping off the 11th floor with no promises of employment I'm just bullish on Pima County. I'm bullish on my future, and I believe that this is the time when the spirit moves you, you got to act.
Looking back on his 20 years of service, he says special points of pride are the effort to rebuild Summer Haven after the Aspen fires swept through Mount Lemmon in 2003. He is also proud of helping Green Valley get a new hospital and the effort to build a new Pima Animal Care Center, which will start construction very soon.
One more look at the weather when we come back.
Shaping up to be a beautiful weekend.
Oh, gorgeous weekend indeed. The 70s are returning tomorrow. We'll be at 70, 76 Sunday, and then the 80s. Say what? Yeah, the 80s return next work week. In fact, Monday, although we have 78, the forecast high will be dangerously close to a record.
Oh yeah, we can brag. Of course.
Oh, we've got serious bragging rights.
Come on.
You know that the gym show people are just loving this.
So many events going on during the month of February. It's going to be perfect next week at least. So knock on wood that it continues for the rest of the month.
CW News at 9, KGUN9 News at 10. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.